Welcome to our talk with Jamie and Claire on the cycles of the moon, and we're speaking today on the new moon in the sign of Virgo, which we believe was yesterday, September 2nd. And we're going to see how Claire wants to share her perspective of what it's like to experience a new moon, how you can set intentions in the new moon, and what it means, the themes of Virgo. And I'm curious to hear myself. So, Claire, enlighten me.
Thank you for that warm welcome. I'm happy to be here to think about it myself. Really appreciate the space to do so. So, as always, with the moon, I like to start with the moon. So, I'd like everybody to either close your eyes or get in touch with that part of you that is what you associate with as moon energy. I do it by closing my eyes because I think of it as everything internal. And then when I close my eyes, that just appears to me. And if I have my eyes open, I have to think about it. So when I close my eyes and I acknowledge everything there as the moon, it's quite a lot. And it's also something that I think can feel hidden a lot of the time, which is interesting because that's a lot that's being hidden. So with that intro, I want to take us to Virgo, an earth sign that is fundamentally about separating the chaff from the grain, separating what's important, what's nourishing, what's useful from what isn't. And Virgo gets a bad rap for being a perfectionist, and that, of course, is, let's just get that out of the way because all of these signs have their pros and cons and their extremes. So Virgo can be teased for being OCD or being, like I said, a perfectionist or black and white thinking. But let's bring it back to the virtue of Virgo, which is separating the chaff from the grain, which is what, civilization, I think, is based on. I mean, we need to be able to store food to survive. We need to be able to distinguish between the chaff and the grain. And since it's the moon, that we're talking about really here, let's bring that idea to water. I like thinking of the ability to separate sweet water from salt water emotionally, and being able to recognize when things have gotten a little too stirred up. We're going to have a guest appearance by Ethan. Oh, goodness. We'll have to deal with that later.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that later.
So to be able to fluidly...
Mama, I want to show you it.
Ethan, I'm going to finish talking, okay?
I want to show it to Mama.
I'm going to finish doing the recording, and then we'll clean it up.
Well, can you show us after? Because we have to do this now, okay?
Thank you.
We'll tell you...
But you go for to close that up.
We can't do it. You have to wait. Can you wait for us, please?
Oh, no, you go for to close this up.
No, we didn't forget.
Should we
can
redo?
We can keep going, I think. Sorry, everybody. That was Ethan. So what I wanted to say is that to be able to manage your emotions and separate the chaff from the grain or the salt water from the sweet water, because we do live in an estuary of life where it all comes together at different times, whether we wanted it to or not. The the key ingredient is freedom from fear, in my opinion, in thinking about the new moon in Virgo. No one can make any real discernment if they're afraid. And when we talk about the moon in this way, and when you close your eyes and confront everything internal, we're talking really about the body. I mean, the body is the vessel that you've experienced your life so far in, and it is the antenna to everything that is extraterrestrial also. So when we close our eyes and we see with fearlessness what is inside of us, that's the first fearless step to understanding what is so, what exists inside of us. And then with the new moon in Virgo, we're invited to believe that we have the ability to separate chaff from grain, to make the discernment from that place of rational and healthy decision making.
Well, when are you done? When are you done?
I think that's really all I have to say.
Okay, we're going to be done in 2 minutes. Okay. That was great. Even with the distraction, it was really came right out. Yeah. And the reminder of Virgo, Earth, and the body.
Mm-hmm. And again, the Virgo glyph is the young female doing that separating of the chaff from the grain in that ancient civilization. And the reason that she's, historically, of course, assigned things like purity or things like balance is because, well, a prepubescent girl is I don't really quite know how to say this because I'm dancing around stereotypes and trying to share them and also pull out the reasoning behind this sort of, the psychoanalytics behind this glyph. Is, first of all, young girls are known in different cultures for being dexterous with their fingers, liking to sit around in circles and being in a group and being really useful, being really helpful to the community. And that's sort of the symbol of Virgo, the young virgin. It's really to symbolize her age, adolescent, pre-adolescent girls doing this task in different cultures. It's with the grandmothers, etc. So the Virgo, just to say that freedom from fear is a shout out to what, in my agenda of down with the patriarchy, young girls should be free from fear to be able to use their judgment. And that's really what a new moon in Virgo is about. It's about not sort of mustering the courage, but being given just by receiving the wisdom of the body and the wisdom of the
Well, when are you done? It's been 2 minutes.
Of the young girl. Yeah. So people need to dive into that on their own to work their own ideas through that idea of purity and being left alone to be free to use good judgment. That's really the place from which we can discern chaff from grain. And freedom from fear is what I invite people to play with in this new moon in
But
Virgo.
I know how to play this game.
You do?
Yeah.
Let's play it.
Okay, well, we'll end with that. Thank you, Claire. And
Thank you.
we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks for tuning in.